Pour yourself a cold one and join us for a show filled to the brim with fun,
Bite your tushy.
entertainment,
Donkey, don't give me that side.
information,
That is heavenly.
and a little weirdness.
Yeah, if you show up to the St. Patty's Day parade just with no green,
We're pinching you.
yeah, we're
Right
coming.
there.
We're coming at you.
With your permission, because we don't want to be sued.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
Hello and welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Jennings Insurance Group, and we have a fantastic show lined up for you. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. On the show today, we have a Furry Friends, which we have a dog named Sasha coming up on the show. You're not going to want to miss that. We also have some fall events around Lake of the Ozarks. There's so many great events, so please get out and check out these events. But up next, we sit down with our good friend Becky Jennings from Jennings Insurance Group. She's going to be telling us about some scams that you want to be aware of. It's all right here on Happy Hour. This reminder to drive safe and boat safe is brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys. Don't forget, put your phone down and buckle up.
A woman that was driving the other car, she had come around the bend and was coming at me head on. I was not allowed to walk or put any weight on my foot for a year. There's a lot of things that I could not do, and that was very hard to accept. Anytime I called, he would be right there on the phone immediately. You're not a number, you're not a paycheck coming in for him. You're not just a case that he forgets.
If you've been injured in an accident and you're scared and you need help, just pick up the phone and call Price & Randall, and we'll be there for you.
Hey, it's your pal DJ Kyle, and I'm inviting you to come and check me out as I'm out DJing around the area. Karaoke, we have trivia nights that are coming up, music bingo. Check it all out online, facebook.com/DJ Kyle M. See you soon.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Hey, and welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm DJ Kyle. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a lot to cover in this segment. We have our title sponsor, Becky Jennings from Jennings Insurance Group here, and she always brings so much information about insurance. And if you're sitting there thinking, insurance, that's not a whole lot of information, there is some amazing stuff. And I want to talk today about all of the different scams that are going on. I know that you came prepared to tell us about so many scams about insurance. Now, I get text messages and scam calls all the time. What is it about the insurance that they're running us through these scams?
Well, part of the problem is a lot of the scams are really geared toward our senior population. And that is very alarming.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched this go on now for a number of years, and it just has escalated to a ridiculous number of scams.
Angry.
And they're smart.
Yeah.
You know, they spoof numbers that you think it's your, somebody down the road from you. Oh, no, it's not. So you really have to be careful about who it is you're answering the phone for, because the minute you answer the phone, now they've got you and they say one thing that makes you go, oh, maybe this is legit.
Yeah, maybe it's real.
So that's really the concern with that. I was kind of looking up some numbers just to talk about this today. Scams cost Medicare and Social Security a lot of money. And there are phone numbers that you can call for Medicare and Social Security to report fraud, waste, and abuse. It's very important that as consumers, if you feel like you have been taken advantage of or part of a scam, please report it.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure you're reporting it to the right place. And so that's important as well. So Medicare in 2022, the scams that they found were happening cost Medicare $8.8 billion, almost $1 trillion in scams. So when you talk about the danger and the cost of Medicare, well, that is something that you have to take into consideration is, and then a lot of people will go, oh, it was just me and it was just this, and they don't realize the impact of the magnitude that happens in a
you were scammed or you had a scam option, that's probably hundreds and thousands of other people that have fallen for it.
I'll never forget, one of the first people that told me about it was my mom's neighbor. And she said, you know, I had somebody call me and she said they wanted to sell me a new glucose monitor. And I go, oh. And she goes, yeah, and I'm diabetic. I just assumed it was legitimate because how would they know I was diabetic if they didn't have my information?
Yeah.
Well, when you know, like 1 in 4 Americans or whatever have high blood sugar, they're going to call enough people and say that someone is going to go, well, how would they know that? Then they must have my information. And so she actually went on to say she gave them her information until it got to her Medicare number, and that was back when your Medicare number was your Social Security number. And she got to that and she was like, I'm not giving him my Social Security. And so she had asked for their number for callback. And when she called them back, of course, it wasn't a legit phone number.
I've heard that's at least one way that you can kind of protect yourself is asking for their number to call them back to see if it's legit.
Sometimes, yes. But just to give you an idea, one of the scams recently was unscrupulous doctors were putting people on hospice. They thought, the consumer thought they were just getting extra benefits of home care and things like that. But they were in fact put on hospice. The claims were going through and so forth. But then when those people would try to go get actual health care outside of hospice, then their claims were rejected. And that's when they discovered that there had been a whole scheme of all of these claims. It costs a lot of money. Another one is genetic test. Medicare will rarely pay for genetic testing. So if you're at some event somewhere and somebody's saying, Medicare will pay for this genetic test, just give us your Medicare number and we'll bill Medicare, they'll pay for it, we promise. No, they won't.
Yeah.
So just don't even
do. And they're probably not just cold calling you going, hey, this is...
Well, yeah, sometimes they're set up like at a show, like some kind of a health show or a health fair or something. But the thing to know about that, the reason I really say that is because they're not going to bill Medicare for genetic testing. They're going to start billing Medicare for a bunch of other stuff for you that you have not had done. And so it is all about getting that Medicare ID number so they can bill Medicare. And so that's another one to worry about. If someone calls you to offer you medical equipment, let's say you've recently had a knee replacement, or you have knee problems, or you're in the physical, whatever it happens to be, and you give your Medicare number and they send you some cheap knee brace. This was happening like crazy here a couple of years ago. It still is going on. But they'll send you some cheap knee brace, but they'll bill Medicare for some very expensive knee brace.
Oh, wow.
And now you're stuck with this cheap knee brace. And that one actually cost Medicare, with that one that they found out about and investigated, it was $2.1 billion that it cost Medicare. These scams are costing our tax dollars, the money you're paying in to make sure that you have health care coverage when you're retired and in your golden years, right?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to it, is these scammers and con artists.
What are some other ways that we could protect ourselves from these scams?
So there's a few things. Nobody's going to call you and ask this information unless you know they're going to call you. Medicare, Social Security, they're not going to call you and ask you.
Social Security is not calling you.
They're not.
If someone calls and says, I need your Social Security number, this is Social Security, it's not them.
Or Medicare. Guess what? Medicare and Social Security already know your number.
Yeah.
So they don't need to ask.
They don't need to call you.
And so that's one thing. The other thing that can be done is watch what you're getting in the mail. One of the big things that I see people get in trouble with is they'll fill out forms in the mail and not realize what they're filling out. And so some of the things you get in the mail are legit. So if it is from the government, like if it's at a .gov website generally are fine. But you might get something that says, hey, get your extra benefits, find out about these changes. Those are actually solicitations, not necessarily scams, but just be aware that those are solicitations. They look very official a lot of times.
So you might be switching up, different companies or whatever just by filling out this information.
You're at the very least giving them permission to call you.
Yeah.
That's not bad. You may want to shop your plan. You may want someone to call you. If that's the case, go ahead. But read the fine print. It may look like it's from the government, but it'll say this is a solicitation.
Yeah.
So be aware of that. There are forms that the government will send you that are legit, that might be trying to see if you qualify for extra help on prescriptions. That comes from Social Security. It's called Extra Help. It's a very specific form. Do you have to fill that form out? No, you can go online and fill it out directly online through the Social Security website. You can talk to your insurance agent. We help people with that on a regular basis. So there's a lot of ways to avoid scams as much as possible. And one of these days when I come on, I would love to talk about the unsolicited calls. That's another problem.
Yeah. Oh, until next time, right?
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, if you are looking for information about any kind of insurance, it is Jennings Insurance Group. And Becky Jennings, thank you so much for coming in today. It is always a pleasure chatting with you, and you always bring us so much knowledge about the topic. So I appreciate, and I look forward to the next time we have you on.
Awesome.
Until then, we have more Happy Hour coming up. Stay right there. Hey, it's your pal DJ Kyle, and I'm inviting you to come and check me out as I'm out DJing around the area. Karaoke, we have trivia nights that are coming up, music bingo. Check it all out online, facebook.com/DJ Kyle M. See you soon.
You've dealt with chronic knee, back, and even foot pain for years, and nothing has seemed to work. Until now. Introducing Back Wellness Center's new specialty knee rehab program and neuropathy techniques you've probably never seen before. And they work. Board certified in neuropathy, experience Dr. Beck's breakthrough rescue program that can eliminate problems at their source. Try it to believe it. Give us a call today. Your healthier, happier life starts with Beck Wellness Center.
The Ozarks Amphitheater is the official attraction of Happy Hour, and I tell you what, it's not over yet. They have had some of the best names come through Lake of the Ozarks for the 2024 COMC Concert Series. Like I said, it's not over yet. Still to come, we have Foreigner going to be on the big stage. Also, Brantley Gilbert is coming to Lake of the Ozarks to put on a great show. And I know something that we've all been looking forward to, the first ever Ozarks Amphitheater yard sale. That's right. All of those things they've been collecting after every show, the lost and found stuff that people haven't come back and gotten. Guess what? That's going up for auction, and you have your chance to take home a piece of, well, what someone else took to the concert. So the first ever Ozarks Amphitheater yard sale is coming up. Take advantage of all of these incredible deals. Go to ozarksamp.com and get some tickets. Check out the information about next year's shows as well. Again, ozarksamp.com.
Hey, I'm David. When you come to the lake, you're not here to sit on a boat all by yourself staring at the sun till you go blind. There's a whole world of places to go, people to see. Someone's got to know where all the fun is, right? Welcome to Weekend at the Lake. Whether it's a street party, a concert, a charity event, or somewhere to spend time with your kids, buddy, I've got you covered. Weekend at the Lake. Because you're not here to be bored. Only on Lake TV.
Welcome to Happy Hour presented by Jennings Insurance Group. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. Tell you what, this is the time of season. The weather is changing, the leaves are changing, they're starting to fall, and there's so much pumpkin spice, you could just choke a horse. But there's a lot of fantastic events coming up, and the Lake of the Ozarks has so many of them going on. Coming up September 28th, the 38th annual Eldon Turkey Festival is happening. Vendors, music, carnival, parade, turkey legs, and so much more. It's a great event. October 2nd through the 6th, you can check out Jacob's Cave. They have a fall swapping days, something you don't want to miss. Head on out there. It's Missouri's largest swap meet featuring antiques, fishing tackle, small animals, and so much more. Again, that's October 2nd through the 6th. Plan on heading out there one of those days or all of those days. Also, October 5th through the 6th, kind of overlapping, but Versailles Apple Festival, such a big event. All of the greatest tasting apple things. There's vendors, contests, music, apples, and if you want to try some great apple butter, it's everywhere around there in Versailles. The Fall Harbor Hop is coming up Saturday, October 12th. Don't forget, you could draw cards at more than 40 locations around the lake to make a winning poker hand, and you can get details at funlake.com on that event. Also, the Osage Beach Fall Festival is coming up Saturday, October 12th as well. There's music vendors, pony rides, a petting zoo, food, games, and so much more. And I know we visited the Fall Festival several times, and it never lets you down. It's always a fantastic time. City of Lynn Creek has a trunk or treat and haunted house that's coming up Saturday, October 26th. Mark your calendars for that one. Face painting, treats, kid-friendly haunted house. So if you have some kids, it's a kid-friendly haunted house. There's food trucks, there's music, and lots of candy. Yeah, kids, you heard me right. Lots and lots of candy. So you have to check that out. Again, that is Saturday, October 26th at the City of Lynn Creek. And then there's Party with a Purpose, Saturday, November 9th. That's Wonderland's Camp. Big gala fundraiser, and it's at Margaritaville. This year's carnival themes features Fat Mike and the Bartenders, drinks, live and silent auctions, games, gourmet food, and they have the greatest food at this event. And there's more details at wonderlandcamp.org. If you get a chance, make sure you check out that great event. And when you go there, your life will be changed. You'll see so many ways that they are helping out the community. So lots of great fall festival things, lots of great fall events, and it's all happening right here around Lake of the Ozarks. Again, you can check us out. Stay right here to Lake TV. We have so much more information on the way and more happy hour coming up. This reminder to drive safe and boat safe is brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys. Don't forget, put your phone down and buckle up.
A woman that was driving the other car, she had come around the bend and was coming at me head on. I was not allowed to walk or put any weight on my foot for a year. There's a lot of things that I could not do, and that was very hard to accept. Anytime I called, he would be right there on the phone immediately. You're not a number, you're not a paycheck coming in for him. You're not just a case that he forgets.
If you've been injured in an accident and you're scared and you need help, just pick up the phone and call Price & Randall, and we'll be there for you.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Welcome to another edition of Furry Friends. I am Megan Albers. This is Mary Meow Tilly. We are out here in the side yard at Ozarks Cat and Canine. Today we have Sasha, who is a very bouncy girl.
Yes.
Tell me about Sasha.
Sasha is rather high energy.
Yes.
Can you believe she's 4 years old?
No. She's got a ton of energy.
Yeah, that's what they have her estimated as, is 4 years old. We have her listed as a terrier mix. Not really sure on any more specifics than that now. Really, the only way to know for certain would be to do a DNA test, which is not something we can afford to do on every animal that comes in. And also, the results can take a while to come back. So we usually would hope that the animal would be in a home before we would even get the results back. But we always encourage, people who are interested in that, do your DNA test after you get her home and then let us know, because we're always curious. But we have, like I said, we have her listed as a terrier mix, estimated to be 4 years old. She was found as a stray down by Papa Chubby's. Had been running around for several weeks from what we were told, different people trying to catch her, and she's a jumper. So somebody would get her, and then they'd have her in their yard waiting to, make a phone call or try to find placement for her, and she would jump the fence and escape.
She's out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what we feel on her is either if you do have a fenced yard and would plan on having her out in the fenced yard without being tethered somehow, you would need to make sure you had a good, secure, fairly high fence.
Yeah.
I have been told that she's pretty good to walk on a leash. Could probably use a little more work, but she's not a big tugger or puller. So if you didn't have a fence, you would need to make that commitment to always have her out on a leash.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able just to let her out and run around because she's going to be a runner.
Yeah.
And one thing that we have found about her is she will run and run and run until she tears up her paw pads.
Oh, wow.
So once she was originally available, after we got her seen by the vet and everything, we moved her up to the front building. And between the combination of her being able to see the other dogs in the kennel and see the parking lot and the people coming in, she would get very anxious. She paces her kennel. And the concrete up in front apparently is a little rougher than what is back in quarantine. And so we noticed, we first started noticing that there was blood drops in her kennel and was trying to figure out what was going on. And we discovered that she was actually damaging her paw pads from all of her pacing and digging. So we moved her back to the quarantine building where the floors are a little smoother back there for her and everything, so she's not doing that.
Yeah.
But if somebody, she is available. Normally back in quarantine, they're not available.
Yeah.
But she is. This is special circumstances. So if you want to come in and meet her, you're more than welcome to. We'll just have to go out and get her from the back and bring her into the yard like we've got her right now. I have been told, so we haven't had her with any other adult dogs yet, but we have had her out in the yard with a couple of different puppies, and she's done very well. She is very vocal when she's playing.
Yes, she is.
So even when I was talking to Angie, our manager, this morning, she said, "Oh, I'm not sure that Sasha's good with other dogs because when I walked by the other day, they had her out with somebody and she was growling."
Yeah.
And when I went to talk to the girls, they were like, "No, that's just what she does when she's playing. She's very vocal. She sounds a little rough." Yeah. But she was having fun. She was playing with the pups and doing good. One of them was Elvis, who's about 6 months old, a little hound mix. And the other was Marco, who was another hound mix, and close to the same age, I believe. So, she's done good with those male pups that we've had her with before, and we will probably try to see about getting her out with some more here soon. Don't know about cats for certain because the girls told me that when she goes by the catio and she sees the cats, she makes the same noises that she makes when she sees the dogs, which is a growl.
Yeah.
So we don't know if she's actually growling at the kitties or if she's
trying to play.
wanting to play with them. So if you do have a kitty, we would have to do a little bit of more testing with her on that and everything. Yeah. We try not to do that until we have to, just because it can stress out the kitties here, and we don't want that. We don't want the kitties to feel like they have to be scared of anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. One other thing I wanted to point out is she weighs just a little over 30 pounds. So right now she is the smallest adult that we have at the shelter who is available. A lot of people want those small breed dogs. With her being about 4 years old, she is full grown. She might, if she gets at a home and somebody is overly generous with the treats, she might put on a pound or two in the belly. But otherwise she's pretty much the size she's going to be.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a dog that's a little on the smaller side, she's the one we've got right now.
Yeah. She's super fun, super sweet. She just has a ton of energy that, needs to be worked out.
Yep.
I'm sure after that energy's worked out, she'll take a nap on the couch.
And I have been told that does seem to be the case, that, once she has a chance to run some of it off and everything, she is very snuggly, very cuddly.
That's good.
As far as kids, we haven't had her directly around kids yet, but given her energy level, we're going to say maybe not the little toddlers that she might jump on and knock down, but older kids should be fine.
Yeah.
It's always one of those situations, where we can't gauge all those variables, and the best thing to do if you're interested is bring your family in to meet her. If they're interested, you don't need an appointment to meet our available pets.
Okay.
You can come in at any time during we're open. And I don't know if I've mentioned it on the show recently, but we did recently change our hours, and we're now opening at 10:30 down at the shelter.
Okay.
We used to open at noon. So 10:30 to 4, Monday through Saturday, you can come in anytime during those hours and ask to meet any of our pets. If you want to bring your dog in to do a meet and greet, then you have to do an application first and get approved, and then we can schedule an appointment for you to bring your pups in to meet.
All right, perfect. Well, of course, I recommend come on down to the shelter, meet her, hang out with her. She is a bundle of energy and so much fun. And of course, you can apply to adopt at ozarkscatandk9.com. Thanks again, Mary. It's always fun.
Of course.
That does it for another Furry Friends.
The Ozarks Amphitheater is the official attraction of Happy Hour, and I tell you what, it's not over yet. They have had some of the best names come through Lake of the Ozarks for the 2024 COMC Concert Series. Like I said, it's not over yet. Still to come, we have Foreigner going to be on the big stage. Also, Brantley Gilbert is coming to Lake of the Ozarks to put on a great show. And I know something that we've all been looking forward to, the first ever Ozarks Amphitheater yard sale. That's right. All of those things they've been collecting after every show, the lost and found stuff that people haven't come back and gotten. Guess what? That's going up for auction, and you have your chance to take home a piece of, well, what someone else took to the concert. So the first ever Ozarks Amphitheater yard sale is coming up. Take advantage of all of these incredible deals. Go to ozarksamp.com and get some tickets. Check out the information about next year's shows as well. Again, ozarksamp.com.
Hey, I'm David. When you come to the lake, you're not here to sit on a boat all by yourself staring at the sun till you go blind. There's a whole world of places to go, people to see. Someone's got to know where all the fun is, right? Welcome to Weekend at the Lake. Whether it's a street party, a concert, a charity event, or somewhere to spend time with your kids, buddy, I've got you covered. Weekend at the Lake. Because you're not here to be bored. Only on Lake TV.
Hey, it's your pal DJ Kyle, and I'm inviting you to come and check me out as I'm out DJing around the area. Karaoke, we have trivia nights that are coming up, music bingo. Check it all out online, facebook.com/DJ Kyle M. See you soon.
It's the 12th season of great high school football on Lake TV. The season kicks off August 30th with the Indians of Osage home to Bolivar. Friday, September 6th, we have Versailles at Eldon. Week 3, September 13th, Camdenton is home to Smith Cotton. September 20th, we're at Osage for the rivalry showdown between the Indians and Eldon. We close out September at Versailles, the Tigers home to Warsaw. We'll be back in Tiger Country October 4th. Versailles entertains Clinton. October 11th, we bring you the Osage homecoming game against Boonville. We'll close out the regular season the next 2 weeks at Camdenton. The Lakers host Cap City October 18th and welcome the Southeast Knights from Kansas City to Bob Shore Stadium October 25th. Then we'll head into the playoffs in November. Join William Holtz and Mike Bissell for high school football Friday nights this fall. COMC pregame show at 6:30, kickoff at 7, presented by Polylift Boat Lifts, only on Lake TV.
Well, another edition of Happy Hour in the books. presented by Jennings Insurance Group. I want to say thanks to Becky Jennings for being on the show. Of course, our furry friends, that dog named Sasha. Hopefully she'll find a good home coming up soon. And don't forget about all of those fall events. Go out and check them out. Have good fun with your friends and family. Until next time, I'm DJ Kyle. We'll see you on Happy Hour.